The big story, the NFL owners' meetings. 2/3 of the owners in the NFL voted to ban the tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles own the copyright to. 2/3, 22-10, voted, get it out of here. We think it's an unsafe rule. It's an unfair rule. Tush push remains. Why? Because the bylaw said you have to have 24 votes to change a rule. They had 22. A lot of controversy. An hour before the vote was taken, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, one of his football executives, Howie Roseman, and former Pro Bowl center Jason Kelce came and met and talked to the owners about the rule and why they think it should be maintained in place. And Kelce kind of summed up his comments with the opinion, NFL play is all about physicality. NFL play is all about the will to win every play. That's what the tush push is. You should not penalize us because we polished it. You got all the offseason to learn how to run it in whatever style you want. Very few teams have run it very successfully. Philadelphia, I went back and checked. They have run this tush push 122 times. They've succeeded 105 of the 122 times that they've run the play. They got 30 touchdowns on the goal line tush push plays, and they got a pile of first downs, 105 first downs out of the 122 snaps. Just amazing what Philadelphia's accomplished. But at the end of the day, all the dialogue, all the acrimony, should we change it? Should we make it a length of the field penalty that you can't pull and you can't push your own players around the ball? The league tried to make it a decision. It's just not a goal line play. We'll have this thing implemented for every play down the field. 22 of the 32 said, yes, ban it. And it's not banned because you needed a vote of 24. So just that's an amazing reaction. This dialogue is going to go on. Second one was playoff seeding. I guess I'd call it the Minnesota Viking rule. The conversation was, let's seed the playoffs. We'll just seed everybody in each conference, American Football Conference, National Football Conference. We'll seed them based on their one-loss record, and then we'll decide who gets the home field advantage and who gets the buys. We thought this was going to go, and the day before they're going to sit this week, they pulled it off the table, decided not to even bring it to a vote. No explanation why. So the reality is we could have another season this year with somebody in a bad division who goes 8-9, wins their division, gets the bye, while the Minnesota Vikings, who went 14-3, wound up being a wild card team and had to go on the road. So there's a lot of angst over that, but they pulled it off the table and decided not to vote. Third one, onside kick. Last year they regimented, they changed the way the kickoffs are. Health issues more than anything else. Nobody liked the onside kick rule. League last year said onside kick only in the fourth quarter, only if you're trailing. And by the way, you have to announce you're going to onside kick it. Why? So everybody was against what we had last year. So they come back this year, and the league says onside kick anytime during the course of the game. John Riley, if you're trailing in the first quarter, you want to try to do an onside kick, so be it. But you got to announce it. Why do you have to announce it? Is it not supposed to be a surprise play?
Yeah, that's
you're not announcing you're running a deep post pattern on a 3rd and 5, are you?
right.
I don't understand that. And the fourth one, please explain this to me. Flag football. They're going to allow NFL players to apply to play flag football in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. I guess we could all be excited to see the fastest man on the face of the earth, Tyreek Hill, doing his thing in flag football. Well, I hope he doesn't get hurt. But they're limiting it to only one player per team. Only one player can apply to be with Team USA. Now, I asked the question, America owns the sport, created the sport. Yeah, they play some form of football. Canada, obviously, the Canadian Football League. But they're in the middle of the season. They're going to let their players go to play flag football at the Olympics. They play football in England and a few other places. Are you excited to see Team USA in flag football against Ecuador, Ghana, Oceania? Flag football? What do you got to be kidding me? That's almost as bad as saying we're going to issue gold medals for breakdancing. Okay, John, go ahead and respond to what the owners did and did not do.
Okay, a lot here. So let's break down the tush push for a moment, because in the ways that it's different than a normal quarterback sneak, because obviously you got the tight ends and the running backs, pushing Jalen Hurts over the pile.
And you got everybody at the bottom of the pile root hogging to try to move the opposing linemen off the line of scrimmage. Just a lot of physical force combat, shoulders and neck and head pushing to the bottom of the pile.
See, and that's what I was getting at, is the linemen are doing something different in a tush push than they are in a regular quarterback sneak. Okay. But still, there have been no major injuries with this. I mean, there's a lot of other things that you could say are more dangerous that could be, we should eliminate. And I think this is a bunch of baloney. I think this is like an attack on one team that's figured it out.
Because they copyrighted it. Yes.
Well, yeah. It's their own way, and no one can do it better than them.
But the problem is, if somebody gets badly hurt at the bottom of the pile, and you can have neck injuries and that kind of stuff because of the force that's being exerted at the bottom of the pile. You got 1,400 pounds of linemen laying on top of this guy.
Well, have you ever seen the pile for a fumble? I mean, the same kind of thing is going on down there. I mean, so it's just part of the sport. And, these are like big guys, tough guys. They're going to bring their dude and they're going to shove him over the line. I mean, it's an unfair advantage if you've polished it. Well, it's actually not unfair. It's an advantage. Mm-hmm. So why penalize the Eagles? I'm sure Eagle fans are happy, or they're probably dancing in the street saying, "Ha ha, NFL, you can't stop us from doing what makes us great."
Yeah, but 22 people voted to get rid of it.
That's not enough.
Okay.
Not majority doesn't win in the NFL.
What about the seating situation?
Oh yeah. They have to do that. When they start off the seeding, like the NBA, they kind of ignore divisions. They rank them 1 through 10, and that's the right way to do it. I've seen proposals, I don't know if it was in the NCAA tournament or in the NFL, about reseeding each round as it goes successively forward, and I would definitely be against that. But in this case, start it off. You reward the Vikings for a 14-3 record, even if they don't win their division, and don't give a gift to a team that wins their division and goes 9-8. I mean, they don't deserve
or in some cases 8-9.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly that too. So I think overall this is a good idea, but did it pass, or is it just being discussed?
No, the seating was withdrawn. An hour before it was supposed to be voted on, they pulled it, and they did not vote on it, which nobody can understand why. No explanation.
That's just weird. It's just, that just seems, that should be the easiest one to implement.
And then flag football. So how are you going to bet Tyreek Hill versus Ghana? And why are we playing flag football? Please explain that to me.
Well, I liked watching Michael Jordan against Ghana. So I think there's still going to be attraction here. The question is, originally I was thinking, oh yeah, like the big stars like Tyreek Hill probably won't play. It'll be like the 4th string receiver guys on each team. But then when there's like a gold medal on the line, then the big boys are going to want to play.
Only one per team though can file to be on Team USA.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's probably a way of making sure one team doesn't lose 3 stars in the Olympics. But is this a real sport, or is it like an exhibition sport?
You got something against breakdancing?
I have something. I'm still angry at the Olympic Committee for canceling baseball and softball. Well, I think they brought them back though, yes. Right? So they're always tinkering at the edges, and they always got these weird ass sports like square dancing, or what was the other one like that? It's ballroom dancing that was in the Olympics. So I like
for your demographic.
Well, yeah, I'm not watching Lawrence Welk. That's your demographic. But I like how the Olympics have evolved and they have more exports in it. Flag football just seems, I don't know, weird, but I don't know, maybe some of those rugby nations can probably field a decent team.
You better get into shape if you're going to follow breakdancing in the Olympics. Okay, that's what happened at the owners' meeting. There are